Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our guest to the MTA Canada studio. We have a very exciting program right now with two of our missionaries. And let me take this opportunity to introduce our guests. We have Umar Akbar Sahib. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. And Atal Ghalib Sahib. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So, just a general introduction. Umar Akbar Sahib has been serving for Belize Jamaat since 2016, and currently he's in the transition period, and he has come back to Canada, and I believe you will be serving Durham Jamaat here in Ontario. So we'll talk about all these things in a few minutes. And Atal Ghalib Sahib, he has been serving in Bolivia in South America, and in the past, I believe he was posted in Paraguay for the past year. So a lot of things that we'll be talking to our guests about. And I wanted to start off with this conversation as to, a lot of people are probably wondering how these postings happen and how they change. So Umar, I'll start with you. You graduated, I believe, in 2012, right?
Yes.
From Jamia Ahmadiyya Canada. We did our training for 9 months. You mentioned you went to Uganda, and you had the opportunity to serve in the Gambia.
Yes.
Right? So this was part of Hazur's training that we do overseas after graduating. So once that was done, what happened? Like, what was the first posting that you had?
So the first posting I had was Micronesia and Marshall Islands. So we went, me and Feroz Wandalsa went there. I served there for a little time, and then I came back to Canada. And after that, I was in Brampton for about a year and a half. And then one day, I got a call from Amir. So when you get that call, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
what's going on? You see the caller ID.
I know about that call, yeah.
So Amir Saab, Inspector Amir Saab called me and he told me that my name has been approved for Belize.
Mhm.
So, he said, as soon as you can, get ready. Which for me was about the Jalsa of Belize was happening within like 2 weeks. So they wanted me to wrap up everything from Brampton, get my stuff to home, and then fly out to Belize.
So you had 2 weeks from the time you were told and the time you
Yes,
were actually in Belize.
more or less.
Wow.
Pack up everything.
And Ghalib, how about you? So right before Bolivia, what was your experience? Where were you, and then how did you find out about your
Yeah, like you mentioned, right before Bolivia, I was in the Gambia, and after that we did 3 months in Pakistan, Rabah. And on our arrival, some talks started to happen, so I was aware that our postings are happening. And so when I reached to Toronto, where I live, Amir Saab called me into his office.
You got the call.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And when I went to the office, he told me that this is the posting that Huzur Anwar has assigned you, and which was Bolivia.
Oh, okay.
And a similar situation. They did have a Jalsa happening. It was on a grand scale, but they did say we have this program coming up very soon, and so how fast can you go?
Oh, okay.
And I was ready. I mean, we have been serving in Gambia and then in Pakistan. So my bags were already packed in that sense. So I was ready to go, and then I think within a week I flew out and I was in Bolivia.
That's so funny. We all have something in common. So I had a chance to serve in Jamaica, and then I got a call one day. I was posted in Calgary, and then Amir Saab was nice enough to give me kind of like a heads up. He's like, "How's your health? Are you good? Everything is good?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I think everything is good." And then a week later, I got the call that you've been approved to go to Jamaica. And the funny thing is, Jamaica was also having a Jalsa Salana.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a similar process. So what was, Umar, like, what was the experience when you had to tell your family? What was that like?
I think, alhamdulillah, like my parents, they did Waqf also. They sent me to Jamia as well, like came to Jamia. So they were kind of prepared for this call and these calls kind of thing. So it was, they were supportive. They had no issues with it. They were actually pleased that I get to serve in another country. My parents like to travel too. They understand that spreading the message of Islam and Ahmadiyya to the corners of the world is, why we came to Jamia. So, they were very supportive and just gave me the prayers and go ahead and the blessing.
Okay, so I think the mic is a little bit off. It's okay, it's not your fault, but maybe we'll speak up a little louder
Okay.
so they'll catch your voice more. Sorry, I said Umar. I should call you Murabi Saab. I just want to give everyone a heads up that we all went to school together, so we're very informal with each other. So Murabi Saab, Jazakallah. So Atal Saib, how about your experience when you found out? What was your reaction, and when you conveyed it to your family members, what was their reaction?
Um, you have to look at it from a different point of view. Once we joined Jamia, we made that decision to become missionaries, right? And I'm also work known, so I decided to go to Jamia and do work myself since my parents had done the work. So we've been preparing ourselves for this moment, and so when the moment arrives, we don't think about how much time do I have, or can I spend a couple of more hours with my parents or with my family. You just think about, okay, let's go to our mission, and so we can start.
Yeah.
Right.
So you were excited.
I was excited, more so nervous. Of course, I was nervous as well, since Bolivia is, South American country, and then all those drug issues, violence issues, all of that was on the back of my mind. But I was more so excited to just go.
It's a new
and
adventure.
get started.
And
Exactly.
we've been kind of trained in this way to
Yeah.
look forward to these kind of adventures. So with Ghalib Sai, with you, I know in Belize, you could speak English, and we've grown up here. We speak English easily. But in your situation,
Yeah.
Bolivia is a Spanish-speaking country.
Yes, it is.
So how did you overcome that? What was the process for that, learning Spanish?
Let's say it wasn't easy. Yeah, start off with. I had no background of Spanish at all. So once I did arrive there, the basic work of mission house and obtaining a mission house and where to stay was already done, because Atal Manansab, he was posted there. And after a year, he also was posted to a different country. So I took over after that. So at least that basic groundwork was already done.
Okay.
So that actually helped me in the sense that I can focus on getting there, looking for schools or looking for friends to speak with, and basically that's how I started. I joined. There's no school to learn Spanish, so one way was to speak with friends, go out and do tabligh and get to know people like that, and second way was getting a tutor for a couple of months.
If you don't mind me asking, did you go by yourself in the beginning, or did your family go with you, or did they join you later?
No, I was single at that time, so
Okay.
I went up myself,
So
and then
you
I got married
literally
afterwards.
alone?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
did you know someone there from
No,
before?
no,
So
no.
you started from scratch,
Right.
made friends and everything.
Yeah, we had no Jamaat there at that time either, but we had a couple of friends, right? Jamaat friends, because Bolivia, it is an old Jamaat, but through the times when no missionaries were there, those converts had left Ahmadiyya at that
okay,
time.
okay.
So when we went, it was brand new. We had to start from scratch again.
Okay, very interesting. And Umar Sai, what was your experience when you arrived in Belize the first few weeks? New country, new culture. What was that like for you?
So the first week, like we were talking about, we kind of just ran right into Jalsa. So I think I remember we had an interview scheduled the same day. Mashallah, Naveed Mangal Sahab had everything organized already. So I just kind of came and helped as much as I could. So the first week was passed in the Jalsa. And after that, it's been a beautiful experience. The last 6.5 years, people are extremely friendly. You've probably seen the same in Jamaica, that they're really helpful.
Yeah.
Just kind-hearted people. It's just experienced like a different kind of love from the Ahmadi brothers and sisters over there, and the general population as well. And it was a busy week. Because I remember we had the Jalsa Salana, then we walked right into the Ahmadiyya Basketball League started.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just like a jam-packed first couple of weeks.
Okay.
With a lot of activities. Alhamdulillah, it was a great experience.
Okay. No, we hear so many good things about Belize Jamaat. We see the amazing documentaries, the public relations, and these are things that I thought it was important for the viewers to also know that this is one of the important things that the missionaries have to work on. Even when I was in Jamaica, that was one of the highest priorities, is to help with the public relations. How was your experience with public relations in Bolivia?
To that, Hazrat Saab had told us, instructed us that the best way to engage the media and the PR is to bring them to Jalsa Salana. To the UK, yes. And not only that, I also brought a couple of journalists here in Canada Jalsa, in the previous Canada Jalsas. So I hope and pray that we can have Jalsas openly again, so that way we can invite or have delegations, attend these Jalsas, and they can actually see what Jalsas is and our brotherhood and unity is. And that's what actually motivates them to help us in those countries.
That's good you brought up that point, because even from a lot of these countries, we send a lot of reps from these countries to the UK to meet Hazur. There's so many more things to talk to you guys about, and believe it or not, like that's time's up already. So Jazakallah to all our viewers for joining us. I hope this session was informative and helpful for all our viewers. We will inshallah join back with you, I believe, after the Jalsa proceedings. Until then, see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.